straight up, I'm gonna tell you right now, I do not fear the police. I know a lot of you must think I'm crazy out there, but just hear me out. Let's jump right into it. You know what it is, SoRatch. Yo, let me tell you, for me, at least for me, as a black man, I do not fear the police.
Oh, shit. Nigga, please.
Nigga, please.
Nigga, please.
You see, police these days are suffering from the same thing that minorities have been suffering from, well, hell, since the beginning of this country. And that is being stereotyped or painted with
Yeah, there's a really strong association of blackness with crime, and black men in particular are associated with violent crime. And, you know, it's one of the strongest stereotypes of African Americans in this country. And it's so strong that even little children, you know, can be exposed to it and have some sense of it, even without
are either
their
folks
parents.
who are sort of superstars on the one hand, or criminals on the other hand. Those are the black folks we typically see on TV. They're either like mega millionaire athletes or entertainers, or they're the folks doing a perp walk on the 6 o'clock news that the cops have just gone arrested and haven't even let them put a shirt on before cuffing them and bringing them out in front of the cameras.
That is a true and powerful statement. You see, as black people, we know what it's like to be stereotyped. And now the police are facing the very same thing.
This case is called the State of Minnesota versus Derek Chauvin. This case is not called the State of Minnesota versus the police.
Do I think every time I'm pulled over I'm gonna be shot or my life is in danger? No, that's just the truth. Is there a problem with policing in this country? Yes, that is the truth. Why is there a problem with policing in this country? One simple reason: stereotypes, subconscious racism and bias. Stuff that you can't help, that we all suffer from as a product of the culture, the ingrained culture of this country. What's that
a
mean?
son who, when he was in first grade, he was asking me, he says, "Mommy, do you think people think about black people, you know, in a different way from white people?" And I said, "Well, why do you think that?" And he said, "I don't know. I just get this feeling that there's something different." I asked him to give me an example, and he thought about it, and he said, "Well, you know, we were at the grocery store the other day, and I remember a black guy came into the store." So we lived at the time in a mostly white neighborhood, and so he says a black guy came into the store, and I just noticed that people kind of stayed away from him a little bit, and it was almost like he had an invisible force field around him. And he said when he got into the line, his line was the shortest line for a long time. And I said, "Well, what do you think that means?" And he thought about it, and he says, "I don't know," and he was thinking about it. And then he looked at me, and he said, "I think it's fear."
People you see regularly are superstar millionaires and thugs. For the average person, they can't relate to either of those, right? The average person of color can't, and the average white person can't either. The superstar, you're likely to envy their position, and the thug you're
This police subject is a tough one to tackle for me, because on the one end, I want to say, fuck the police.
Tell everybody what the fuck you gotta say. Fuck the police coming straight from the underground. A young nigga got it bad 'cause I'm brown.
But, you know, as a thinking person, I understand that. And as a minority, as a black man, I know what it's like to be painted with a broad brush, to be stereotyped, right? To be judged by the worst of you. I mean,
You're a police officer. And every time you put your uniform on, you feel like you got a target on your back. You're appalled by the ingratitude that people have when you would risk your life to save them. Oh man, believe me, I know how that feels.
I mean, we know what that's like as African Americans. So I have sympathy for police. I mean, overall, if you know, to be objective, police do a very good job. We rely on those guys to put their life on the line when, you know, shit gets real. So overall, I mean, I don't have, you gotta give them some credit. But at the same time,
Oh, shit. Nigga, please.
Nigga, please.
police officers are just like the rest of us. They're regular people. And sure, they have some pieces of shits in their ranks. But that's why we have police reform. And if you're a police officer that does not support police reform, then you're probably one of the piece of shits we need to get out of there anyhow.
I give hindsight to your fat chase. I get really Einstein. This is blackface. You a minor.